877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
And maybe give you that pullback, that 5% pullback that we haven't had in the last 10 months, as he mentioned, and give you an opportunity to go in and buy the dip.
Buy the dip. This is the problem. People they're in there buying a dip, buying a dip, buying a dip. And we haven't had a 5% pullback in over 312 days now. In the last month, we had a pullback. If you take the S&P and Dow together, about 2.2%. That's it. Because we got all this money coming into the market from people who don't know what they're doing. And a lot of people are borrowing money. They're all getting into the game very late. So what should you be in? Now, we know we're going to have a 10% correction. In fact, when I was on vacation, I had an opportunity finally to read a lot of things I don't have a time to read. And everyone agreed with me. Now, I have said this to my members. They'll tell you. I said, look, you just don't get a correction. Remember when we had the NASDAQ correction of, 70%? You just don't get a 70% correction. Now, you always will first get a 10% correction. They suck you in. You get that 10% correction, and then everybody jumps in and buys on this pullback, and then when it goes up, then you get whacked. That's when it'll drop 50, 60, 70%. It always happens that way. Every crash is the same thing. I remember when Kramer was telling everybody in the dot-com days, when we had that first correction, it was about 10%. He told everybody, get in. Now's the time to get in. Buy all the tech, buy Cisco, buy this, buy that. And then the NASDAQ dropped 70% after everybody was in. Then he said, oh, no. He said, I said to short it. Right, yeah, Jim. When everybody had him, dead to right on tapes and everything else. He didn't say to short it. But this is where we are today. Now, when I got back from vacation, I said, I think what I'm going to do, because I had a lot of time to read on vacation, things I don't have time to read when I'm preparing for my radio show and teaching and everything else. So I thought, and I did this for my gang members this morning, I kind of gave them an overview of what's going on as to why I think we're getting very close to this 10% correction. I'm going to do the same for you. So let's start out with what's going on with the market. Be a good place to start. First of all, I've already said that our PE ratios for our stocks are nuts. It used to be you always tried to buy stocks when the PE ratio, price to earnings, were at 12% or below. 10%, 8% was terrific. You'd search around and try to find those that are below 10%. That's how you make big money. But today, do you realize our PE ratios now are at 37? PE of 35, 37? That's insane. It shouldn't be any more than 15. The most 15 should be more like 12. That's one problem. Another big problem with stocks that nobody's telling you about. You're not going to hear this kind of thing from the jibber jabbers. You're not going to hear it from the Business News, MSNBC, Fox Business. You're not going to hear it from them. A company's stock price to its sales, to its revenues. Now, if you go back and look at the dot-com days in 2000, let's take the peak of the dot-coms in 2000. The company's stock price to its sales was around $3.6 trillion. Look at it today. We're almost at 5 trillion. What are you, nuts? That's insane. That's crazy. That's out of whack. Now, another big signal, if you don't realize this, but you know, IWM is the symbol for small and mid-cap stocks. Now, remember what the backbone of this country is: small businesses, especially startup businesses, because startup businesses, they serve, oh God, they have such value because, first of all, that's where your good payrolls are. That's where you get good jobs. That's where you get good benefits from the small businesses. That's where you go and get a good, solid job. And they're the backbone. They create more jobs than IBM or Cisco or anybody else. And these small and mid-cap companies, as they grow, and if you remember Cisco and Oracle, how did they grow? They grew through buying the small companies. Cisco was buying like 20 companies a week, for God's sakes, at one point. It was crazy. Oracle did the same thing. That's how those companies grew. That's how GE grew, by buying small companies. Because, see, the small companies have what they don't have, is initiative. You have more patents with small little companies than you have with big companies. It's cheaper for them to go buy a small company, Cisco to go buy a small company and grab all those patents, than for them to try to develop and patent whatever they're doing. So the small and mid-cap companies always lead the big cap stocks, the big boys. But if you look on your chart, you'll identify we got a major problem. If you pick up and take a look at IWM and put your chart, and if you have a mobile device, you can check right now on my chart. You're live. Go to philsgang.com. If you put your chart out for 6 months and then put your chart out for 1 year, this is a serious problem. After the market rallied from September 23, 2020 to February 11, 2021, it stopped. And you know that when it finally topped off right around the high of $232, that was back in March. Take that high in March, the last high of March, about $229. You know, since March 11th, $222, it hasn't gone higher. It's just been going sideways. But now if you take the S&P and overlay it, you'll see the S&P's going straight up. It's still going straight up, while the small and mid-cap stocks have stopped. Well, wait a minute. This doesn't work. This doesn't work, because this is dangerous, very dangerous. But you're not going to hear anybody telling you this except me. So what's happening is the S&P and the Dow are going straight up, but the small and mid-cap stocks have stopped going up. And that is the biggest red flag, because remember, it's the small and mid-cap stocks that's supposed to be driving the Dow and the S&P. It's going up on its own. Why? Because they don't care about fundamentals anymore. People don't buy companies based on fundamentals. Nobody cares about top-line sales. Nobody cares about margins. Nobody cares about free cash flow. Nobody cares about those things that make great companies, especially margins. Who cares about margins? They don't even care about making money anymore. It's all about, are we going to have another stimulus? We need another stimulus bill. And every time they announce a stimulus, remember the $2.3 trillion CARES Act stimulus, the $2 trillion American Rescue Plan, the $2.1 trillion American Family Plan? That's not even mentioning the $5 trillion they're talking about now, the social program, which is about $3.5 trillion, and about 500, I guess, $600 billion is really for bridges and roads. So what's driving the S&P is zero rates, low rates, and stimulus. And the stocks are surpassing the small and mid-cap stocks. You know how dangerous that is? 9 out of 10 people have no clue, and they're borrowing money buying stocks today. And they don't know even when to get out. Talk about that when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Why pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month, philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grande and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's gang. You know, I just explained to you all we're going to have a 10% crash. Now, and it's coming because the evidence is here. You don't have to believe it. But I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for 51 years, been on this earth for 75 years, been through these. I can see what's going on here. You don't have to agree with me. The major banks, the big investment banks, they're saying there's definitely going to be a 10% correction. Then remember, it'll go back up, then come down, then you get your 70%, 50%, your major pullback. But in the meantime, the market's going to continue to go up regardless, as long as they keep talking stimulus. You notice the market, even today, is still going up. It's still going up when Biden is talking about a capital gains hike. This is nuts. This is crazy.
Markups have begun. The proposed tax increases are becoming clearer. House Democrats proposing to push the corporate tax rate from 21% up to 26.5%. It's part of an effort to...
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? 21% to around 26%? Here, I'll play it again. This is nuts. I'll finish the cut. I cut it too early for you. Sorry about that.
Markups have begun. The proposed tax increases are becoming clearer. House Democrats proposing to push the corporate tax rate from 21% up to 26.5%. It's part of an effort to find ways to pay for President Biden's $3.5 trillion economic plan, something the White House insists will be fully paid for.
That's a lie. It's not going to be fully paid for. And as an investor, I'm going to tell you this. You better learn how to sell short. In the meantime, you still have time to make money buying stocks, but you got to be in what we call the power stocks, the stocks that are making new highs, where the money is going. You got to find out, where is the money going? Now, I'm talking about the money, the smart money. We're talking about the big insurance companies. We're talking about the banks. Okay, we're talking about the big hedge funds. Now, if you go and you take a look at the spiders, major money is going into the spiders. Because if you look at the spiders, and if you bring it back even 6 months on a chart, you'll see it has a tremendous trend. Every time it pulls back higher than the previous time. And the pullback is no more. Here, I'll give you an average pullback. Let's see. This high was at $4.25, $425, and it pulled back to, here, I'll give you a better one. It was 400, and the high was 437, and it pulled back to a low of 421. That's about, that's 3.6. So every time it pulls back, it's about 4%, 5% the most. I don't even think we've had a 5% pullback. I don't think we had a 5% pullback since March of 2021. So my point is, remember what the S&P is. You have all the best stocks in the country, in the world, 500 of them. And also what contributes to that S&P are 6 major tech stocks. You know them. Microsoft, Intel, you know them all. Apple, Netflix, you know them. So those 6 stocks have been driving the entire balance of the S&P 500 stocks up since 2008. But it really started to take over in 2013, and it's still going up. If you take those 6 stocks out, the market would crash. Now remember, in the year 2000, okay, the dot-com 2000, 2002, the market dropped 70% after a 10% correction. 70, almost 80% at one point. Now, this is going to be worse or equal because, remember, they were fortunate. Their interest rates weren't at zero. Their interest rates were at about 5%, 4%. So they could cut 25 times a quarter at a time, and that would help slow this crash down. We don't have that. We're at zero. So we have no brakes. It's like having a Ferrari, and you're going down this massive hill and you're full speed and you don't have any brakes. That's what this crash is going to be like. But in the meantime, why don't you take advantage of this craziness that's going on? Buy the S&P, which have the best stocks in it, especially the stocks that are driving everything. Now, we watch it. Now, my members, what we're doing for them, we're keeping them in the S&P. They're doing fabulous, and we have a stop of 5-6%. But our color-coded chart tells us in advance when the institution is going to start pulling the money out. You don't have that with your 401k. You don't have that with your individual stocks. We have it because it's patented. It's a color-coded technology that we patent here, and it tells you. So we're going to stay with the S&P, and we'll also find individual stocks that are also power stocks. Like, for example, take Costco. Costco is a wonderful stock, okay? Beautiful uptrend. So we know the market's going to anytime correct 10%, but we're not worried about our Costco. We're not worried about our spiders because we'll keep making money and we'll have a warning well in advance that it's going to correct. And then we just change our position to where we make money when it goes down. And you can participate in this if you want. Try it for 10 days free. You see it works. You don't have that fear anymore. Oh my God, what happens if the market goes down? Well, you'll be out. You'll be out when it goes down. And you'll be making money as it goes down. So just go join my gang. It's called the Working Investor Group. And it's a stock group that every day at 2 o'clock, Steve will turn around and he posts our stocks, our portfolio. And then every day at 2 o'clock, he tells the members what to do with the portfolio stocks we have using the color-coded chart.
Apple, right? We got stopped out on Friday, but that was okay because we took profits up here on Thursday. So with Apple right now, what we want to do...
So how did he know when to get out? You hear what he said? We got out on Thursday. Apple dropped on Friday. How did we know that? He knew to do that because the color-coded chart told in advance that money was coming out. You don't have that with your charts. So why don't you, for 10 days, join the gang. Just go to the when you go to philsgang.com, click on where it says Working Investor Group. Click right there, and you get your 10 days free, and you get your color-coded chart free for 10 days. At least you'll know how to make money when the market goes down. We'll be right back after this break.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day?
That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026. Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. So the 6 stocks that contribute about 25-28% to the S&P, and you know what they are: Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Google. They're driving the whole S&P. That's where the money is going. Because we got tremendous speculation. This is the same thing that was going on exactly between 2000 and 2002 with the NASDAQ. Same thing. It was peaking. But it's worse now. It's worse now. The euphoria is so much higher now than it was when we had the NASDAQ collapse and the dot-com. We're much higher now, the euphoria, the craziness. And as I said, the PE ratios are out of whack. Everything's out of whack. And the worst thing is the price, stock price, that people are willing to pay towards its revenues, way out of whack. We've gone from 3.6 trillion to 4.5 trillion. That's insane. But people are paying it because they don't even understand what it means. They just, like the dot-com, everyone just chasing each other. Now, to protect yourself, you got to think a little bit. You know, put some stops in. And we show people how to do that. It's easy to do. But the easier thing to do is this. Remember, I just played this cut, and I'll play it again. This was Apple. And Steve, who's the head of our education department, was working with our members. This was a stock in our portfolio, Apple. And he got, here, let me play it for you.
Apple, right? We got stopped out on Friday, but that was okay because we took profits up here on Thursday.
Okay, so he's explaining to our members who own Apple why we got out. And when he got out with a 19% gain, if I'm correct. 19% gain. How did we get out with a 19% gain? And then it dropped. How do we know to get out before it dropped? We knew when to get out because the color-coded chart tells us. It starts going from green, and then it will start turning yellow, and then it starts turning red. There's also other things we look for, of course, but that's the major thing on the color-coded chart. It works beautiful. And when it turns red, you don't go buy another stock that's overpriced. You turn around, just stay in that stock, turn around, and then short it. That's how you make money. So we're seeing a lot of different signals that are telling us this 10% correction is coming first, and it's near, and then that's when you're going to have your big collapse. But it may be put off even longer than that. And that's why I'm encouraging you, if you join our gang, stay with us with the stocks that are in our portfolio, especially our spiders. Because we'll never get hurt with the spiders. Because, again, you got those 6 stocks that drive it. And right now, when you look at the small and mid-cap stocks, they're no longer driving the market. It's going up on euphoria, just straight euphoria. So now you got to know really when to get out. And I don't know if anybody else that has a color-coded chart, they better not, mine's patent, that tells you when to get out. Just like Steve was able to tell people to get out of Apple when we had a 19% gain. Check it out. It's free, for heaven's sakes. But why it may even extend longer, let me tell you. This weekend was, for all of us, I know, it was a terrible remembrance. I mean, I think I myself was angered because of the stupidity behind pulling our troops out of Afghanistan before we had everybody outside. That's just stupid. Anybody who was in a service knows that. It's just stupid. A general, a colonel, they'd be thrown out of the army, for God's sake. I mean, that is a massive, dumb idea. You don't ever do that. Anybody in the military understands that. But here's something else that's going on. Well, everybody were in remembrance of the victims of 9/11 and the 13 Marines that got killed for nothing. Let me ask you a question. And that's where I got upset. I was thinking about it over the weekend going, how the hell? We could have flattened Afghanistan anytime we want. We didn't need to be in there for 20 years. Within the first week, we could have flattened that to a parking lot for all the camels in the Mideast. One big camel parking lot. It wouldn't have taken an hour after we got in this war. That's the capability we have. How is it that we are surrendering When we spend 54% of every federal tax dollar we send to Washington, 54% of every tax dollar, you know what tax time is. You know how everybody hates paying taxes. 54% of the dollar you send in goes directly to who? The military industrial complex. Boeing, Lockheed Martin. You know them all. General Dynamics, Raytheon, AT&T, GE. They get most of that money. And when we had 9/11, remember what happened? The money, that printing machine went into overtime. Homeland Security printing. Everything went into we printed and printed and printed. Are you kidding? 54% of our money goes to these companies? $750 billion just goes to the Pentagon to split between these 7 companies, these defense contractors. They're delighted They're delighted we're pulling out. We got to start all over again. So we're going to start watching these companies, like especially Boeing and Lockheed Martin. Start watching these companies. But see, we'll know when to get in and we'll know when to get out. You won't. Let's say you get lucky and get in, but you're not going to know when to get out. We will. We will. And you should too. But think about it. They're starting all over. When they got rid of that air base, you heard it all. I don't want to get into it. When they got rid of that important air base that had everything we needed, and it was located perfectly, and it was, you heard it all. That was stupid. That was so stupid. They didn't care about leaving the $80 billion behind. And what do they care? They didn't care because they got all that equipment now has to be rebuilt. They got to manufacture it again. And every time you hear, boy, we need to increase our budget. Do you know there are at least 10 separate pots of money that's dedicated to fighting wars? There's more for the war for wars that they think that's coming. There's 10 separate pots for the wars we're in, the wars they think they're coming, and to deal with the consequences of these wars that we already fought. I mean, this is like unbelievable. Their base budget, the Pentagon's $544 billion. And all this money is budgeted for the defense contractors, for ongoing wars, and for overpriced weapon systems. Do you know they spent on an F-35 combat aircraft $1.4 trillion each, and they don't work. They don't work. They don't perform as advertised. Can you imagine? There are overpriced weapon systems. The military can't even afford to operate them, like the $13 billion aircraft carrier, 200 nuclear bombers at $564 million a pop. Yes, $564 million a pop. And then, of course, these F-35. But they're the most expensive weapon system in history, and we surrender? We surrender? Say, here, take our air base? We're surrendering? What are you, nuts? So how do we make money on this? I'll tell you that when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day?
That's unacceptable. African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grande. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. So, right now, the money printing will start to go to these 7 companies. So the best thing to do right now is the money that you have. You're better off just going into the spiders. With all this nonsense that's going on, you're better off just going into the spiders. That's what we tell our members every day. Go into the spiders. Now, we've been in and out of the spiders, but the last time we got into the spiders, got most of our gang members, was around the pullback around, I think it was around March. And we're up about, I think, 10, 11% since then. And the pullbacks haven't been even more than 2, 3%, 4% the most. And so we got to stop it. Now, the important thing is that if you join our gang and just come into the gang and follow us with that, with the spiders alone, start out small. And every day, Steve will post at 2 o'clock, like he did with Apple, and tells you what to do. He'll tell you exactly what to do with the spider, so you're never alone. At 2 o'clock, you get home at night, you finish work, you're home at 6 o'clock after supper, check, and Steve's telling you, okay, here's what you should have done with the spiders. And then we have the rest of our portfolio of stocks. Not just the spiders, but we tell people that's the easiest place to make money right now. Or you go into an individual stock, what we call a power stock, like our Costco. Another place to make money outside of these Boeing and Lockheed Martin, which I like both of those, and as soon as we get the buy signal from our color-coded chart that's telling us money's going in, we're going to be in those two because those are going to take off. But the other place where you can be making money is shorting. Well, the market was up today over 200 points. Take a look at Walmart. Walmart was setting up for a beautiful short. It started to turn red. Walmart started to turn red. Okay, started to turn red on September 7th. It's setting up for a nice short. So we're working with our members now to short Walmart. The other one we're looking at is Target. Now, Target, I think, is the better one because it's broke the 50-day moving average. So we always have the right stocks at the right time because we have the right tools. This idea of buying the pullback, buying the pullback, buying the pullback. That's how everybody lost their money in the stock-com days. That's how everybody lost their money with the housing con. And everybody's going to lose their money again because they don't know when to get out. The color-coded chart prevents that. You're going to know when to get out. Instead of going and looking for another stock, you're going to turn around, switch your position, and make money going down. And we're going to do that for you. We show you how to do it. After 10 days free, you'll see it works. And all we ask, if you do stay with us and you start making money, please help us with St. Jude. That's all. Send some money to St. Jude. Whatever you want, you send it directly. You don't send it to us. And let's help out St. Jude's. The more members we have, the more successful they are, the more money goes to St. Jude. We've been doing this for years. Now, what's important is let's go take a look at these stocks like Boeing. Now, if you go back and take a look at Boeing, okay, and you go look at it back to the high of around $256, and now we're down to $214. I think Boeing is going to base out probably, how much is that? That's a 60. It's already down 16%. I think it'll go down about 20%. And then our chart will let us know when it's time to buy. It'll start, our color code will turn. So this is one that we're watching for the future every day, Boeing. Another one we're watching is Lockheed Martin. Now, Lockheed Martin really's gotten hit. Now, I think right now Lockheed Martin dropped from a high of around 391 to 346. And that's another 11%, and it's still dropping. So those are going to be on sale. See, you want to buy stocks that are on sale, and you want to buy stocks that are tied to what just happened in Afghanistan. You think that wasn't by design to leave $85 billion worth of stuff over there? Of course, they were going to take that home. That's another bonanza. That's another bonanza. They're not going to take that stuff home with them. My God, that's another that they have to replace that now. They're going to have to replace it. So that's why I think these are going to be good. Now, gold. Let's talk about gold. Well, with gold, we're telling our members that right now we got to watch what is going with the small mid-cap stocks. If this continues, if the small and mid-cap stocks right now they're trading at $222, if it breaks $209, then you're going to see the spiders start dropping. But before you see the spiders dropping, you're going to see gold. Now, GDX is a great indicator. If GDX, those are the miners. Now, they've been basing around a low of $30.72. They're now trading at $32.13. If the small and mid-cap stock symbol IWM, if it continues to have this divergence pattern where you got the spiders going straight up and they stopped and the spiders are going past them, that's telling you it's guaranteed you're going to get a minimum of 10% correction and soon. So if we'll be ready for that, my members will be ready. And when that starts breaking through, right now it's trading at 222. When it starts breaking through a low of about 209, our color-coded chart will turn red. First it'll turn yellow, warning us, then turn red, and we'll sell that short, making money. Now, if IWN keeps doing this and GDX keeps dropping, that's going to push down gold. And when gold goes down and gold breaks, GOLD breaks a low of $18.51, then the spiders are going to collapse. But we'll have switched our members from a long position to a short position. So we can see what's going on here, what the scenario is. We see it clearly. When the small and mid-cap stocks stop driving the big cap stocks, we're talking about the big banks, and we're talking about the big tech stocks, and the big tech stocks aren't doing well, nor are the banks doing well. The banks right now, remember last month, the Federal Reserve again allowed them to do stock buybacks. They should be breaking out and going like gangbusters. They're not, because they know something's wrong. The investors know something is wrong, and that's why they're not breaking out. If you go take a look at the banks and look at XLF, which represents the banks, something's wrong. The banks should be breaking out. If I put on my third month chart, okay, the high was at $39, and it's struggling. The last time it got up around $39 was back in August 12th. Here we are, September 13th, and it's at $37.99. That's bad. When they're buying their own shares back, they can't push up, make new highs. So take advantage of this. So, and we're getting the signal from the small and mid-cap stocks that something's wrong. And that's why we're saying to our members, look, I think we're going to get a good short here pretty soon. And make sure you're watching also for shorting Walmart and Target. And then once we get this big 10% correction, then I think a lot of money is going to be made in Boeing, Lockheed Martin. I think a lot of money is going to be made in Northrop, all these defense contractors. So look, understand what's going on since 2008, but let's go to 2013. The only things that are driving this market are low rates, zero rates. That's it, zero rates and stock buybacks. But now we've gotten to a point where it's just not working as well. And we can see that with the charts. So take advantage of this. Make money going down as well as going up. And right now, you should be in the spiders. So just for 10 days, it's free. Why don't you join us and follow us in the spiders? And then we'll show you how to switch from a long position to where you make money when it starts going back down. It's not that hard. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Click where it says Working Investor Group, free for 10 days.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to make